Altair Access Web provides remote desktops which enables high performance remote display for applications using a web browser. Let us launch remote desktops in Altair Access Web. Click the Desktops tab. A list of configured applications is displayed. We have options to launch an application. To launch a remote desktop with the default parameters specified in the application definition, right-click, select Launch Default. The remote desktop application is opened in a new tab. You can also do this by double-clicking the application icon. If you want to change the default parameters, right-click and choose Launch Custom. The job submission form is displayed. Click Submit Job. You can connect to a remote desktop from the Jobs tab. You can also connect to it from the job summary. If a remote desktop is already running, click Connect to open it in a new tab. Let's load a model file. Connectivity between the remote desktop and the remote server can be monitored using Remote Desktop Statistics. You can use full screen. Click Clipboard. The copy to clipboard is displayed. You can copy and paste text between remote desktop and your system. If there are any issues with the remote desktop, you can view the debug information. You can take a screenshot of the remote desktop and download it. If you have multiple remote desktops, you can switch between them. Double-click or select a remote desktop to open the other active remote desktop to view it. Use Terminate Desktop to end the remote desktop session. Click Desktop Quality Settings. You can modify the remote desktop screen resolution. With a fixed resolution, you can specify the values and apply. Based on the values, the remote desktop is displayed. The desktop's quality setting is auto-adjusted for best performance. However, you can change the bitrate and frames per second as per your requirement. You can download the remote desktop's performance statistics to analyze and troubleshoot the performance issues. You can share a remote desktop with another user. Now let us understand how sharing a remote desktop works. John is working on a model file and wants to review it with his colleague Smith. Smith logs into Altair Access to review the model file. John selects Smith and adds a message about sharing the desktop. Smith receives a notification about a desktop being shared. He opens the remote desktop to edit the animation result. John makes Smith the presenter. Now Smith is the presenter, he can edit the model. Smith and John collaboratively work on the model using the shared desktop. John collects the information required and decides to end the shared remote desktop. The shared session is terminated for Smith. John is the owner of the remote desktop and continues to work on his remote desktop. If a session is inactive for 2 hours, it will be automatically terminated. 5 minutes before a remote desktop is terminated, you can extend it. The session is extended for another 2 hours. Click Close to terminate the session.